Namaste. I am coming on here today to give a shout out to all of the true family advocates who are just sharing so much information to moms and dads, helping them, helping me to be able to stand and to be empowered and to know that we are not alone in what is going on, and just exposing all of the corruption that is out there. I'm not staying stuck on it, but the way to wake people up and to help and to empower and to raise the vibrations is to reach our hand back down for those who maybe have given up and who don't have any hope, that they feel that they don't have any hope, who are just disempowered by a system that has continued to systematically oppress us. So I think reaching our hand back down when we begin to rise up is very important. And by offering information that will help everyone to gather together, to come together, because we are one. We need to be sure that we do not forget about others. This is not just about my family. This isn't about someone else that I know that this is happening to. This is about all of us. And if we do not take the time to stand up and to come together to help one another, then really we're all still enslaved. There's not one family that's going to be free and not be affected by what is going on. This modern form of human trafficking, this modern day form of human trafficking, is wreaking havoc on our families. It is tearing apart the fabrics of each society, and the borders and all the walls and everything else that is going on, the propaganda to keep us distracted, to keep us from coming together. The conquer and divide techniques need to stop. We need to be focusing on what it is that we are able to do to fulfill the purposes that we have in this life. There's so much more than meets the eye. We have been lied to about everything. And so I did want to just come on here because as a mom who has many people in my life who do not see the corruption, who do not understand that I'm not the problem, that there is a system in place that's the problem. Now, this doesn't mean that I don't take responsibility, because the universal laws are in effect and I have attracted things to my life. But the allegations that have been made against me and the allegations that have been made against my husband are false. And we will stand by that until the day we die, regardless of what anyone else says, regardless of anything that we've done ever in our life that we are not proud of. What was used to tear us apart, to try to destroy us, they're false. And it's based on retaliation and trying to keep the focus off of certain players who had a vendetta. So I just want to say that I'm going to just continue to focus on my life, and I'm going to allow the universal laws to be in effect, and to do everything that I can in my power to stand as the infinite soul that I am. And that doesn't mean I'm just going to sit and I'm going to just meditate or listen to affirmations. No, I'm going to be looking for the open doors, and I'm going to walk through them. And I am going to do everything that I can in truth, despite what others might say, despite me maybe having to do it alone right here where I am, because everyone's spread out where they are. But I am going to do what I know to be true, not what has been fed to us, not what the blind masses think is true, the whole thing on safety and protection and the best interest of all this propaganda that's put out there. Now, I bought into that. When I went into my Master's of Counseling degree, I bought into that, and I remember doing a training about, if I suspected abuse or neglect or something like that, that I would be reporting that. And I went ahead and I stepped back from that. And so anyways, that is just something that is something that each of us has to make a choice, because we get to a point where if we are indoctrinated in programs, things happen in our lives that kind of wake us up and say, hey, I don't want to be a part of that. And I'm grateful today that at least I got back up. I was able to take one step in front of the other when I didn't know if I could. And really, the universe has continued to bring to me all that I need. Now, I love all of my offspring very much, and I hope that one day that they see the truth as well, and that they are able to just question everything. But when questioning, like I've said before in my other videos, that means to not just accept the BS, the belief systems of others. It means to just step back and observe and to let go. And for me, this is a continued process that I have to go through. And each day is a new day to just grow and to learn and to become who I was created to be. So for all of you who are standing for your offspring, who are coming together, know that there are people out there who are not going to let you fall. All you have to do is reach your hand up and we will pull you up. We are in this together. So namaste to you, and I hope that you will like, share, subscribe to my channel or to someone else's who is lifting you up and helping you. Just look at the ocean behind me. I mean, we are all energy and energy in motion, and I want the momentum to be growing so that I am able to move in the direction that I want to be going in, because the momentum has been going in an opposite direction for too long. And so as I continue to plant the seeds that I want to see growing, because the harvest is coming, I'm going to just do everything that I can in order to raise my vibrations and to connect and to look for those open doors. I never want a boat to pass by where the divine creator said, you know what, I sent you 3 boats and you just let them just flow by. Why didn't you get in one? No, I want to be ready. I want to be aware. I want to live in the here and now and be conscious of all that is and what I've been given. And I hope that you will do the same. And on those days where you're down, I had that yesterday and a little bit this morning, just continue to look at all that you do have and to know that your reality can be what you want it to be. Just take one step at a time and you'll be closer to your dreams and your goals. And then let go. Just let go and let what is supposed to be so that you're able to accept it. All right? Namaste and have a beautiful, beautiful night.
I like to think of it as like, we don't have to change our beliefs to draw to us the things that we've been desiring in our life. What we have to do is we have to let go of the beliefs that are keeping them away. Everything that you desire is trying its best to get to you. And it's our beliefs that are keeping those things away, that are keeping those doors shut. You guys, I'm making a video.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun.
I don't know about you, but when I was young, nobody ever told me this information about the law of attraction. I mean, it would have been kind of cool if somebody would have said when I was really young, hey, Case, do you know these thoughts you have in your mind and these feelings you have in your heart, every thought you have and every emotion you feel is radiating out into this field of consciousness. You, my friend, are a vibrational being, and we're living in a vibrational world. And I know it looks physical, but you literally are going to create and attract the future experiences that you will experience that match your inner dialogue. If somebody would have said that to me, man, I probably would have been a little bit more conscious of what I was thinking. You know, I would have been less judgmental about myself and about others. I wouldn't have said demeaning things about myself. I wouldn't have degraded myself. I wouldn't have said so many hateful things in my mind. Because there's two versions of me in the past. It took a long time to become the person I am today. There used to be two of me. The version that I wanted you to see, and then the version inside. And the version inside was different. I was always beating myself up. I was always like swimming in these insecurities. There were two versions of me. It took a long time to become one version. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's why people that know they're creating their life feel unfulfilled. Something's wrong. And that's because there's this separation. See, there's a 3D version of you, and then there's a multidimensional version of you. And every time that you think about something positive, every time you think about something you want, your multidimensional aspect is like, yeah, dude, let's do it. Come on. And then the 3D version of us is like, oh, I can't do that. How am I going to do that? I don't know how I would do that. I'm not good looking enough to do that. My body's not right for that. Your multidimensional self is going, hey, come on, what are you doing? The more you want and desire things, the more your multidimensional aspect of you expands. And the farther the distance between your inner, I can't do this, and I want that, the worse you're going to feel. Nobody ever taught us how to monitor our thoughts. We don't even, we're on autopilot. So, you know, when we first discover how powerful our thoughts and emotions are, we think happy thoughts. We think about things we want. But we're not conscious of the other 90% of the thoughts that we have that are in contradiction to these new goals, these things we want. And you're creating your life with 100% of your thoughts, not the happy thoughts. So we have this software. I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I'm not good looking enough. My voice isn't right. My legs are too skinny. My teeth are too crooked. We have this dialogue going on, but we feel trapped. We're like, well, that's the reality. That's the reality. The reality is, I can't do that because look at my past. Your past has not created who you are right now. You are creating who you are right now by thinking about all that baggage from your past. It's not the past that's created this moment. You are creating this moment now. You're always brand new. The reason you don't feel brand new in every moment is because we're dragging our baggage with us. We're dragging our story. Oh, this happened, and I had this kind of parents, and I had this kind of relationship, and I had this shitty boss. It's not bad enough that we think about these things over and over, but then we tell other people about our past, about our baggage, about our story, and then they become invested. And then you have conversations about your baggage, and then you wonder what they think about your baggage. And this continues, and it builds momentum, and we have so much momentum backing up our story. So then when we change our thoughts and we wonder, so we're headed this way, but where we want to go is that way. And we're like, I'm thinking that, and I'm thinking that, and you just keep going this way. But what you want's over there, and you're like, what? It's not coming. I'm still living this same crappy life. Like, what am I doing wrong? You have momentum going. So if you have 90% of your thoughts that are going through your head subconsciously, your autopilot, are going this way, and the 10% of your conscious thoughts are going this way, the farther the distance, the worse you're going to feel. And you're an aircraft carrier. You know those massive ships that carry jets? That's what you are. And you have momentum going this way. So when you start to change your thoughts to this way, dude, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to make this turn. You're not a speedboat yet. Later, when you become conscious and you've weeded out all these limiting beliefs, all this baggage, your story, dude, we all have a story. We all have a story. Rewrite that story. You don't need that story. If that story feels bad, don't tell your story anymore. Don't tell your story to anybody. Deal with what you have in the present and create a new story. And if you don't like what is, accept what is. That's what is, but then fuck what is, and concentrate on, put your focus on what you want. And eventually, this tanker that you are, this airplane carrier, is going to make the turn, and you will start to see the changes in your life. And the more you see them, the clearer it gets, the faster you get. And the goal is for you to become the speedboat. And you can make these shifts. You have to rewrite your story, because if you keep thinking about your story, if you keep thinking about your past and bringing that frequency into your current moment, to the present you will never break free from your past. You will never break free. And some people, they look back on their past and they're like, yeah, but I need to work this out to move on. I need closure. Well, when you go back in the past and you think about the past, you will never have closure. You will only have more opening. I don't even know if that's a word, but that's what you'll have. More of it, and more of it. Your life is flowing. And when you go back and you think about the past, you're throwing out an anchor and you're locking in, and you're going to get beat up by the river of your life because it's flowing, it's expanding. I think Shakespeare said, you are the director, writer, and actor of your own play. And that is exactly what's going on down here. Rewrite that script. Rewrite it. In fact, that's your job. That's why you're here. And I never bring up Bible quotes, ever. But I'm going to bring this one up. It's in Romans 12:2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. How about the Dalai Lama? When you think everything is someone else's fault, you will suffer greatly. When you realize that everything springs only from yourself, you will learn both peace and joy. You know, when I talk about the law of attraction, I'm not talking about money. Because my concern is not about the money aspect. My concern is about the joy aspect. I want everybody to, on their worst day, to have 5 moments during that day of pure bliss. That's what matters. That is what matters in this world. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you took part in the last group session, the last group healing on April 13th, I would love to hear how that went. And I got another group session May 12th, so if you've never had a session with me, please check out my website, www.everydaymasters.life, and maybe I will see you in the field on May 12th. Okay. Peace and love to everybody. Adios.
If you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing in a line for the water slide. You can come on over, we can take the roller coaster. And you know everybody's looking for a ride.
When we transition to the other side, it'll be so blatantly obvious how we've trapped ourselves in this story, in this cycle of our past. And all we had to do was move on, let go, and recreate a new life. And you'll think that, oh yeah, but that's not real. Like that's not real, because what really happened is more real. No, it's not. It's not.
Surfing on a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, 'cause you know this party won't stop.